This is not a game. This is reality.
A blunt warning from the outgoing defense secretary: sharp and pending budget cuts could drastically affect the military, including our local sailors, if Congress doesn't act to stave them off.
There is no silver bullet. There's no silver bullet here. I wish there was.
Now, local military families find themselves in the middle of the money fight on Capitol Hill.
Good evening, everyone. Hundreds of Jacksonville-based sailors tonight are absorbing a big change in their orders just announced by the Pentagon.
To save money, the top brass in Washington is reducing the U.S. aircraft carrier presence in the Persian Gulf from 2 battle groups to 1. So, the Truman Battle Group, based in Norfolk, will not be leaving this Friday as had been scheduled. A guided missile cruiser that is part of that group, USS Gettysburg, will be staying at Mayport. A helicopter squadron at NAS Jacksonville also won't be heading out. Channel 4's Kent Justice is beginning local reaction to this last-minute decision and is joining us now live. Kent?
And Tom, we've learned about the ship from here, Naval Station Mayport. It won't go out in a day and a half as all the crew members had been planning. We've learned about the helicopter squadron from NAS Jax. They won't be flying as scheduled. We've also heard from so many of you concerned and really frustrated tonight for the military community here. Budget cuts threatened and now apparently coming to pass.
Make no mistake. If these cuts happen, there will be a serious disruption.
The defense secretary agitated and describing the first impact from the Pentagon to Jacksonville. It keeps some NAS Jax helicopters on the ground, and it keeps this ship, the USS Gettysburg, from leaving port this Friday.
We'll have to absorb $46 billion in sequester reductions. And we'll be facing a $35 billion shortfall in operating funds for our active forces. That's a reality. That is a reality.
It bothers me, but I still enjoy what I'm doing. You know, I'm still getting paid.
This second-year sailor didn't want to say which ship he's on, but he admitted to me his deployment is getting pushed back, and he just found out today. So Austin and his fiancée Kayla have to scrub their wedding plans for January.
We were going to come home from this deployment in September, and we were going to get married a few months after that, and now with the new time that we're leaving on this deployment, it's the time that we wanted to get married isn't going to happen.
While they don't know yet about rescheduling the big day, Kayla already has mixed feelings.
Yes and no. I mean, I was happy that he's going to be here longer because it gives us more time to plan things together. Then again, I want to just get it over with, have him back sooner.
You know, it's interesting. Most military families are more concerned about pay cuts and a lack of a sizable raise that military families they feel they deserve. Coming up at 11, I want you to hear from a military dad how he feels about these proposed cuts, the impact it's already having on his family. Live at Naval Station Mayport, Kent Justice, Channel 4, the local station.
Ken, any comments on this from our local members of Congress so far?
I've reached out to the 4 U.S. representatives from our area. A couple said that they'll get back to us tomorrow, but I want to show you what Congressman Ron DeSantis said. He sent us a statement, got a little bit of the quote here for you. He says, in pretty serious words here, cutting military salaries is an absolutely unacceptable method of coping with our nation's fiscal crisis. Those who serve our nation abroad and in harm's way should be the last to suffer the consequences of this administration's reckless spending habits. And since we put all this together, just in the last 10 minutes, I've spoken on the phone with Congressman Ted Yoho. Among the things that we discussed, I asked, will it really happen? Because, Tom, as you and I were talking earlier, a lot of times this is just a threat. We know that the cuts aren't scheduled to go into effect until March 1st. So I asked Congressman Yoho, is it really going to happen? He said he firmly believes sequestration will happen. He understands from House of Representative leadership that they're going to force the president's hand, that he thinks these cuts will actually come into play.